Alright, welcome back to the Grace. This time we're back with the FTRL for number 3 at, or 4 at Miami. Dry qualifying, and then you look to the race, you look it's wet, and then it says it's dry. So, I don't know, man. We're going to use this part of the, I guess, this whole thing to talk about this game a little bit. There's been I guess a trend so far that I've noticed with a lot of tracks where you need to run basically as low wings as possible. And this track is no exception. We ran into this problem at Belgium, and we're running into it again here. That you basically, what I'm gathering so far is, to be with the exception to a few tracks like Zandvoort and I'm sure Monaco, that you need to run as little downforce as possible to have as much effect in a straight line, and that's how you're quick in this game, by running as little wing as possible and then barely being able to corner, but like being able to basically take it. So this is a problem for my driving style for a few reasons. We're in the update Ferrari, this is nice. I'm liking the extra bit of yellow, and the rear ring is nice to look back at too. So I was going to let this lap play out in full. Yeah, we're going to talk about this. So my personal driving style is I like a car with a pointy front end. I don't like understeer. I don't enjoy understeer. I don't do well with oversteer, or sorry, with understeer. I like having a stable rear and a pointy front, so I could chuck it into corners and have the confidence that the car will follow. This is just how I've always operated. I just prefer setups that are good with downforce, that rely on downforce. And the problem with this game is that the way that the setups work and stuff, it just doesn't work with this game to have a pointy setup at the expense of straight lines, because you're just going to get demolished in a straight line. And it's tough because, again, like I enjoy having a pointy front end. I like having a car with grip. For me, that's what I like driving with. I enjoy having a car that's pointy. I like to feel the car in the corners, a nice stable exit. That's how I like the car setup. But to be quick in this game, you just can't run like that for most of the tracks, it seems I've come across so far. There's a bunch of them in FTRL we got coming up that are going to be similar to this. There's going to be like Monza, I think, coming up. There's going to be Silverstone. There's going to be Imola. There's going to be Baku at some stage as well. And I don't know, I just feel like this isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So it's a little, I don't know, I'm really struggling with it. And as a sim, if this game is claimed to be a sim, I just don't think it just falls in line with anything that F1 actually is. Like, teams don't just, for every track basically, they don't just decide, let me just run as little downforce as possible. There are certain tracks you do that with, but also park framing was on, and because we're not doing any formation lap this week, we're just going straight into it. Apparently, like, the park frame just suddenly wasn't on. So I was able to check. Now that we see it's a full wet race, thanks pre-race radar, we can adjust this up a little bit. Now I put on far too much wing. I was running, I think, 14-14 in qualifying. I had been going with 10-14.
Oh dear.
Which was okay. It wasn't great in the corners, but it was good enough. Holy shit! How has he missed that? Bloody hell, Romero. Sorry, the Spurs game is on. Good. Oh, it was offside. Okay. Anyways, full wet race, 5 red lights, and away we go. You're going to see the problems that I just talked about with the setup as we get into things here. But anyways, look, full wet races. Look, I think the wet in this game is a little more, I don't know, I find it a little bit more difficult than, I don't know, like, I don't know, actually. Like, I found that some tracks it's better than others. This track, Miami, I'm not too sure on, to be honest. I would like to like it, but because of how straight line depends it's set, and then you've got this part of the track being very much about, how you can take in the corners. You just understand so many places. So anyways, it's a bit of a chaotic start. There's a lot of cars here and there, but you're just trying to feel your way through the conditions the best you can, especially with no formation lap as well. So we're all just trying to find a way through. Nice to have some working sound this week, so I appreciate that. Seems like the formation lap is there's the true root of that. Good thing the updates fixed it. Lol, just kidding. Lap number 4, safety car is deployed. Now, I did debate whether to come into the pits and put on a set of tyres to go to the end of the race, but I don't know. I'm not sure if the safety car was on standard or reduced, like it was. I think reduced as it was in Holland, but So I'm not sure about that, but anyway, like, hey, we got a lot of safety cars in this race at least. So, anyways, you get ready to go racing again. I didn't bother pitting, and at no stage did I consider intermediates. I guess it just wasn't the conditions for it. So full wet race is what we're going to get here. To do Maxi, I'm actually crashed into a wall under the safety car, so he's going to come into the pits. Yeah, I kind of lost a fair bit of time with that, and under pressure from guys behind. So we're just kind of trying to settle in. People were still running very low downforce settings in the wet as well, which doesn't, I don't know, like, that doesn't make sense to me, how that should work. But look, if you want to talk about the logic of a Codemasters F1 game, you know, we could go here, we could be here all day going from all sorts of games. I really don't like it. Like, I'm, like, you know, like, yes, like, I don't get on with it, I'm going to complain about it. That's part, like, you know, that's... I expect anyone to do that, but yeah, like it's just so not in line with what I consider comfortable. So, so it's tough, you know. It's tough to race with these low downforce setups and be competitive because it's just not. I'm just not comfortable. I'm a D wanted to go for the move on the outside there, and I think I thought he smashed into the wall. I certainly heard it.
Oh, was that Adam?
Anyways, let him go. And say another safety car is deployed. Now this, I decided I would take the gamble on put a new set of wets to go to the end of the race, just in case there wasn't a safety car. Another safety car. Nice VSC or Delta flipping glitch where we had we all had to slow down to basically a complete stop. Not brilliant. And I do come into the pits this time. No one changed for inters or anything like that.
It's stacked.
So I had to stack behind I'm a D, which I just lost position to, which is tough. But I don't think I really lost any position from it because Chubbs had to make a change with the front wing. In retrospect, I wish I had lowered my front wing, but at the same time, you're going to see the difficulties I have later on.
You did.
Yes, he did.
So we're going to exit the pits then. Where are we? We're near the back, which is fine. Exit the pits, and well, again, hopefully we'll gain something on the guys in the front who should have to make another stop, and hopefully we won't have to make another stop. Oh, what a fucking goal! Thank you, human son. Holy shit! Oh, man's on fire. Anyways, restart there. And restarts, look, are not my thing, especially in the wet conditions, especially with a curve like especially with the last sector like that, the last two corners like that, where you could easily light up the rears when they're quite cold. You know, if you're on the throttle quick enough. I find those situations quite tough, to be fair. So I struggle with that at the best of times. Anyways, nothing really doing here on this restart lap. Nothing really changes, so we're going to mosey on to lap number 12. And I believe... Oh, there's some antics in front. We're going to get by Tails here then. You see we're just behind I'm a D and Tom. I want you to take note of that for later. You know, I'm around these guys. And so we sweep through. Lap number 13, rather, Chubbs is coming past. Again, he's running a low. I believe he's running a low downforce setup. I technically was ahead when the safety car was deployed, but it's just one of those where, you know, it's just a split second afterwards, and you know, there you go. Like he's not getting a legal overtake for that. Again, similar situation, basically come to a standstill. In retrospect, I wish I had pitched it again, but I knew I was going to take up a lot of time, or sorry, a lot of places with the guys coming into the pit. So I thought, you know, my tires aren't that old. I'm going to take the track position because, you know, we could get another safety car later on. In retrospect, this would have been this was the best time to pit in this race. This stint right here, this was the best time. So, but look, we'd already have like 3 safety cars before lap 14. It's the same justification why I took the risk on the first one, because, you know, you just don't know when you're going to.
It's gone there.
Ah, bloody hell, son! You could have easily had a hat-trick there. You just don't know when, you know, another one's going to come out. Fox got me before the line there. If I had actually spoilers, if I had actually finished anywhere in this race, I would have reported that, because the green people forget the green flag is before the line, and Adam got done at Belgium for overtaking someone before the start finish line. So look, if I wanted to be an absolute prick, I could have reported that, but when you see where I finish in this race, you understand why I did not. If it was for position later on, you know, I would have considered reporting it, but yeah, there's little to no point. So some of the other guys who pitched are going to slip by here. This safety car restart was absolute insanity. Oh, there is a hat-trick for Hyunmin Son. Oops. What an absolute baller. Oh no, never mind. It's offside. Sorry, the football game is infinitely more interesting than this match. Or sorry, this race. Yarm goes for an absolute dive McGee. Absolutely sent it. He made contact with the Aston Martin. I had Tom on my right, Yarm on my left. Something has to give there, and here, I can't disappear.
I can't go anywhere.
You know, I can't disappear from that corner. I tried to flipping brake and get out of there, but that's definitely onside, man. How on earth did he flag that as offside? That's ridiculous.
Tom just
that's gonna be onside. There's no way. Anyway, so yeah, sorry. That Leicester Spurs game is infinitely more interesting in this league race because at this point, then the pace just died. I don't know what the hell happened. But the pace just absolutely died. I really struggle with the tyres. I'm still running 27 or so wings, so I've got plenty of downforce enough, you know. But I don't know, man. The tyre wear just absolutely died. I really struggled, and the pace just completely fell apart. Anyone who pitted on on that other safety car, you know, they just absolutely, they had so much more pace. Superman's gone for a very deep lunge there. Here's the thing, I understand that I'm slow. I've got there's contact there. I understand that I'm just trying to survive, man. And in these conditions, I'm just trying to survive. I'm getting rammed up my arse. I'm just trying my best, dude. It's hard. I'm struggling for all tire grip. My braking points are askew with these tires. It's not nice. It's not a nice place to be. Anyways, Chizzy then is going to get by here, and I had absolutely no intention to overtake him again or do anything of the sort. I try to brake nice and early as I always do, and yeah, I made contact. I tried to not go past him, but then Superman then went for another, then hit him. And I didn't want to hit him. I didn't mean to hit him. I didn't want to overtake him. I would have happily let him go. But yeah, the second hit from Superman definitely took him round. But obviously I put him in the position in the first place. So I was waiting. I was annoyed because I had just been I've been battered around the last half a lap, as you saw. And I debated in my head what I was going to do. And I ultimately decided that the right thing to do was to let him go. I know he's lost some positions, but the thing that I can do to make things right is to let him go. So coming out of this left-hand, I decide to pull over to the right-hand side, and you know, to let it's going to cost me multiple positions here, but I felt this was the right thing to do. It won't change even the fact that Superman and between myself and Superman we spun them round, but you know, I said they deserved it, and I kind of stand by that somewhat. But yeah,
more likely.
Look, I was in the wrong and I let him go. You know, I can't take it all back, but what I can do, I will. But it didn't really matter. They were all overtaking me anyways. Chubbs was over 5 seconds behind me, and he was able to overtake. I don't think I had damage from this, from that accident. But yeah, the pace died, man. I can't understand where it went in this race. I just struggled, man. Just struggled with the understeer. I struggled with the tires. I just struggled with the wet here. It was rough. It was a very rough race, and I'm having a rough. I don't think started off really well at the start of the season with the race win in Brazil, a track I feel very comfortable at. But ever since then, it's kind of been downhill. Spa, I just couldn't get comfortable with the low downforce setup, and then I had a bit of a mare myself. Netherlands, the audio glitch was there. That was in Spa as well, to be fair. But you know, I struggled more with the setup in Spa rather than the audio glitch, which was more so in Holland. And here, yeah, just struggling. And I don't think there's, if I look at the FTRL calendar, there's no, what is next? I don't know if there's a relief coming soon as a track that maybe doesn't have stupidly low wings for downforce. What have we got next? Australia, maybe, but I don't know, man. They just, the straights are just longer there. I think Chubbs did that on purpose, by the way. I didn't laugh with the others there, but I think he did that on purpose. And Australia doesn't look like it's going to get much better because they just opened up the run there. There's going to be a lot of straight line speed stuff there as well. So yeah, it's tough, man. I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that as we go on this FTRL season, we're going to have some races that go back to some more conventional downforce setups. There's a good chance for that. Well, there's a high chance of that, I would say, at Monaco, hopefully, but Other than that, like, I don't know, like Saudi, Abu Dhabi, it's going to be difficult. I hope it's not the case, but it could be a long season if it is the case. But anyways, yeah, P8 in the end there. I can't really complain with that in the end. I deserved worse than that. So, you know, we take it we can and we move on. I'm indeed won that race, and Tom finished on the podium. I was with them for a sizable, a little bit with this race anyway. But yeah, it just shows you the struggles I am having at the moment, just trying to figure things out. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.